Bridgerton, Netflix, has made it to season 3. I'm shocked, too. How can there be so many people to marry off? Every second person in the Regency period must either have been a dressmaker or a tailor, such as the desperation for courting. That said, judging by the first 2 episodes, there appears to be little else to amuse the upper classes than proffering themselves before royalty, apart from the occasional dalliance. The last 2 episodes save the season. Don't worry, it's not pretending to be a realistic period drama. It was adapted from a contemporary book. For starters, things would have looked much dirtier. The horses made sure of that. So in this heightened, Dulux paint card world of Bridgerton, life is a glorious fairy tale, and this is escapism on a grand scale. It's also the biggest meringue of romance on TV. I only wish something else would happen. Frantic fan wafting while promenading is not plot. There is good news though. The more romantic scenes, billed as raunchy, are mostly cozy tableaus conducted under the covers, more Mills Boon than normal people. There is a new leading man. He's the dull Bridgerton, played energetically by Luke Newton. H is even called Colin. Is this an in-joke? Dull, Colin has also been made to look more interesting in this series after he was sent abroad in the off-season. Fans are calling his new look, sexy pirate. Are they watching a different show? What a shame Johnny Depp isn't available for a walk-on role. Meanwhile, Penelope Hetherington, Nicola Coughlan, Derry Girls, who carries a candle for Colin, sometimes literally, found some of her beau's travel journal writings on a secret visit to the Bridgertons. Please no, not a sequel, Colin Bridgerton's exciting Nights of Whist. Worse still, aka Lady Whistledown, called him a good writer. Perhaps he'll start up in competition, Lord Dullard writes. Penn, rather ignominiously, is having to make most of the running with Colin, who appears to prefer his women served in bulk, who titter away at his remarkable lack of wit. I sincerely hope he doesn't catch something from all these exciting adventures. As it is, it's the arrival of Sam Phillips' Lord Devling that injects some life and comedy into proceedings. Aren't the hard-boiled detectives getting younger? John Rebus, in his new outing on BBC One, looks decidedly youthful. We'd all like some of what he's having. This is the 3rd TV Rebus from the author Ian Rankin, and it's a brave actor to follow either John Hannah, 4 Weddings, and Ken Stott, both of whom turned in fine performances. Rather bizarrely, the actor in the new Rebus is called Richard Rankin, the same name as the author. So the 3rd Rebus is called Rankin. Hang on, we have 3 Rebuses and 2 Rankins, and it still doesn't add up to much. Rebus does drive a Saab, which might be of interest to car nerds who drift occasionally into detective drama. You don't see many TV cops driving those. Of course, it could be a nod to similarities with Scandi drama. The lead character is a malcontent, or the actor just likes driving Saabs. Officially, this new version looks back to when he was a detective sergeant. Another thing about this iteration is that Rebus is incredibly violent. We do like our TV detectives to throw their weight around, but the new Rebus is so prone to punching people in the head, I couldn't believe he hadn't been arrested in episode 1. H is also not that fussed about solving a crime, too busy finding himself in a tangle with his colleague's wife. This was so telegraphed in the direction. I'm sure people were shouting in their living rooms, for goodness sake, get a room you two. Would I watch more? More than likely, as it's something to watch on Saturday night. Thank you, BBC. The most uplifting show of the week was the first episode of the new series of Casualty 24/7, C5, WED. If you want to know what's happening in our hospitals, without getting admitted, this compelling fly-on-the-wall series is a good place to start. Sister Jane looked after the busy ward in Barnsley Hospital, concerned that she has 90 people in the waiting room and no beds available. We don't clap anymore but do watch and applaud this remarkable, dedicated staff. Camp Travelogue reached new, giddy heights in Rob Ryland's Grand Tour, BBC Two, Sun, which saw the two divorcees travelling through Italy, replicating Lord Byron along the way. Who better, you might say? We get to learn plenty about both TV presenters in what is an enjoyable romp through the stunning art treasures of Italy. Both have endured much in their personal lives recently, and the whole experience appears to be quite therapeutic for them. As a BBC license fee payer, let me say, you're very welcome, chaps. Stevenson's rocket if you need cheering up first thing in the morning. Don't switch on to BBC Breakfast. Within half an hour of tuning in you can often have violent crime, NHS waiting lists, potholes, suicides, online bullying and maybe a political sex scandal. And that's all before 7 o'clock. I don't know about you, but the weather is often the cheeriest thing on BBC Breakfast. And that's saying something. The irony is most of the presenters have quite a happy disposition, such as John Kay and Sally Nugent, but must chew over a menu of misery. Cheer up, BBC.